Hello. It's Veterans Day, the 11th of November, 2018, and we're getting ready to turn left on the new Foothills Parkway, which was opened the 10th, I think. To the right, that portion of the Foothills Parkway has been open for several years. The new portion, they have been like 74 or 75 years getting this open. Due to funding and bridge construction, they could not complete this portion until now. 16 miles of some of the prettiest, I can't even come up with the words to describe how beautiful this road is. Although the GoPro camera does a decent job in capturing the surroundings, when you do a video from an automobile and it's a clear day, you always have to contend with the sunlight. And I was worried about that, but when I came back home and I was reviewing the video, I was thinking, well, the way the sun and the way the GoPro is able to handle the sun, because look at the left-hand side there, how pretty that is. The sun coming through the trees. So it worked. And now we're almost going directly into the sun. You can see the rays of the sun coming through the trees. And the GoPro camera doesn't wash out. It will compensate a little and dim, but for all practical purposes, it really doesn't rob from the video. Back to the road. 16 miles to Weir's Valley. Over at Weir's Valley, you can turn right and go over to Pigeon Forge. There's a lot of traffic today. As most things go, when you have something new, people are anxious to get out to see it, as we were. So I told Pat that we needed to hook the camera to the GoPro. In fact, as a GoPro went by, and there's another one going to come by here in a minute, and ride the 16 miles and let the GoPro run continuously and capture the 16 miles just as we saw it. Pat and I came through the Grand Canyon one time, and I told her then that there's no way that you could capture the Grand Canyon with video and film to give it justice. And that's the way I feel about this new Foothills Parkway. There's another little GoPro. The GoPro, there goes another GoPro, there goes another smart car. The GoPro, the way it's designed, is perfect for this kind of video, and it does a good job of capturing the beauty of an area. But the only way that you're going to really get the beauty of this place is to come up here and see it for yourself. The traffic is heavy today. There are some spectacular overlooks, and you'll see how congested the traffic gets as we approach those overlooks. There goes a guy on a bicycle. We plan to come back when the traffic, which, after a while, you can come up here, and if you want to pull over at a overlook, you won't run into a traffic jam like we did today. So we'll be back. You can imagine how pretty it would be up here during a snowfall. Of course, you know what they would do. The Park Service would close this during a snowfall. There's not a lot that I can say about what we're seeing other than beauty. And this road travels the side of the mountain. That was the reason that it took so long to open it. If you go on Google, you can get more information about the bridges. But the holdup was the bridges. And they finally got the funding, and they completed it. And is it spectacular? When you travel the bridges, you can see off to the right, down in the valleys. I just can't say enough about this road. I'm not exaggerating when I say that this is the prettiest highway probably in the world. And now that it's opened in November of 2018, there's going to be a lot of film, video of this area, and the popularity will continue to increase. There's a lot of beautiful places on the Blue Ridge Parkway, but this highway is second to none. When you come up here, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of the most impressive sights, and I was surprised that the leaves were still in full color. I thought at this altitude, as we go up, that most of these trees would have, there's a overlook, you can see all the cars up in there. We decided not to really get up in that part because you had to wait in line to get off of the road to get up in there. And then you had to deal with the traffic to get back out on the new Foothills Parkway. You can see the beautiful fall colors. Some areas were ablaze, well, like that tree right there. And all up through there mixed in with the green, the evergreens. Spectacular. And as I slow down, of course, if you could go through here and do this video at this speed, the visuals would be much better, but when you have that much traffic, you couldn't be out here poking along. People will be calling you names probably. But what we're slowing down for is there's an overlook up here, and people are going in and coming out. But by slowing down, it'll give you an opportunity to just soak in the beauty of this place. And you can see to the right there the mountain range, the Smokies. it's almost indescribable. When you do a video like this, look at that tree. When you do a video like this, and as I've said before, I don't want to put music on these videos anymore. So rather than to have a blank audio track, I just get on here and say what comes into my mind, because it's not scripted. I'm ad-libbing, and I'm trying my best to speak without doing what I call oohs and ahs. If you bring your wife up here, make sure you bring your duct tape. If you don't, she'll talk your ear off. Believe me, an incredible highway. It's going to take 3 videos to do this 16 miles. This is video 1 of 3. I'll try to post them all together if I possibly can. As you can see, the traffic starting to back up. I don't know how far up that overlook is, but the views, you could tell the views from that overlook is spectacular. The times that I've been going to Cades Cove and would go through Townsend, you could look up on the mountain and you could see the construction progressing on those bridges. So if you've been to Townsend and you've wondered what that was up there on the side of the hill or side of the mountain, it was the new Foothills Parkway being constructed. This is going to be a national treasure. I would not be surprised if this new Foothills Parkway is not so popular that they'll have to limit the amount of people that can get on it. The 16 miles could only handle a certain amount of traffic. And when the word gets out about this place, you're going to be hard-pressed to get on this highway. Especially when people see videos like this and listen to an old guy like me jabber about it. It's one of those things that will become a must-see. Look to the right over there. Look at that. I think, I don't know if I pull over here or not. No, I didn't. Or did I? Can't remember. Yes, I did, right here. And all of a sudden, some of these people forgot the scenery and started looking at the smart car with a camera hung on it. These two folks, when I see people like this, I wonder, you know, if one of their children or if they will get to be watching YouTube and somebody say, I saw you on YouTube up on the new Foothills Parkway. But when you're driving one of these little cars around with a camera mounted to the window, it has a tendency to make people do double takes, I guess. You can tell that that's a great overlook. See the colors? The trees, I thought they would have shedded by now. I thought they would have shed their leaves, but nope. They're still giving us color. But this time I've got Pat's mouth duct tape. I've got duct tape all over it. That's a running joke with our friends. If you go out in the fall of the year with these colors with your wife, if you don't take that duct tape with you, but we're really enjoying this. And our conversation is, can you believe this? This is beautiful. And we're not even to the bridges. You wait till we get to the bridges. There's no way you can describe it. And there's no way you can video or take a photograph. Look up ahead, the mountains. And to the right, there's spots you can see down into Townsend and other communities. I couldn't figure out where they were at. A little later on, I'm going to get on Google Maps and see where some of these things are in relationship to the road. This video is going to end before we get to the bridges. So on video 2, I think probably that will show the bridges, but I'm not completely sure. There's going to be 3 videos in this series.